All right, so this is a short summary PowerPoint, which it should be since it's about summarizing. And that's all you're doing with summarizing is making it shorter. The reason I'm having you do this exercise is this what is you should be doing with most of your sources is just summarizing or paraphrasing. There's and we'll go over this. There's specific reasons for why you directly quote a source, but the majority of the time you should just be summarizing it. Normally, a source does not need to be quoted directly, especially if you're just trying to take up room in the paper. So the definition of summary is just reducing a text to a condensed form, which is what happened here with this car. And this is also a lesson in be careful of what you believe with what you see. I see no glass anywhere around this car or broken in the windows. I mean, somebody may have cleaned it up, but why would they if they left the car? So this is probably a photoshopped photograph. So again, one of the things I'd like you to learn in this class is to question everything, even things you see with your own eyes. So this is what we're doing though. We're reducing a text to condensed form. I'm sure that some of you use Cliff Notes in your literature classes. So what you want to do there, right? A Cliff Note just takes the original novel or play and condenses it to its main points and just provides the essential information. This is the other reason for this exercise that you'll be doing, the summary assignment, is to practice pulling out just the essential information, just what's absolutely necessary to convey to somebody so that they understand what the essay is about without having to read it. Now, you need to still stay fair and balanced, uh, actually, and this means that you cannot add critique of your own. The one way to get a bad grade on the summary assignment is to start critiquing what you've read. That's not your job with summary. With summary, all it is to lay out what the author has said, not anything you think about what's been said. So you'll even have to be careful in what words you use. You can't say that, he argues or she argues something if that's not what's being done in the essay. If the author's just conveying information, you can't say that the author is arguing. All right? So stay condensed and objective. You've got to have it fully all the main points. Don't leave points out that will end up making the essay say something it didn't say. So this is your focus. It's finding what needs to be in, knowing what to omit from the assignment, and then making sure that you have covered all of the main points. So somebody reading your summary will have a good understanding of exactly what the author was trying to say. Now, the other reason I put this up is one of the other things I want you to look at is statistics. You can't trust the statistics. They can be manipulated easily. This has been manipulated in two ways. When the question was asked, did scientists falsify research? The only choices given to the respondents was likely of some sort. So somewhat likely, very likely, not very likely. But even not very likely is no, they did not. That choice was not given to the respondents. So by asking the question in the way it was and giving the choices that were given, Rasmussen, which is a survey company I truly do not trust, uh, biased this in a certain way that they wanted the survey to go and the statistics to show. Now, the other thing you should look at here, add those statistics up. So you got 59 and 35, so that's 94, and then you have 26. Well, that means you have 120% of the people, which I guess they must have surveyed 20% of dead people or the extra 20%. So be careful of that as well. We'll look at everything carefully in this class. All right, now the process for doing this is you have to have a plan for the summary. So what that includes is critical reading and annotating. You may need to read the essay more than once, which is why I've given you a fairly short essay. I would mark it up as I read it if you can. uh, if you're going from A digital book, that may be difficult, but you may be able to print it out. I'm not sure if that's allowed with the digital books. But then after you've done that, you need to decide what goes in and what doesn't go in. You need to draft the summary, then you need to go over that summary, peer edit it yourself, and decide if you've actually covered everything, if you've added anything that shouldn't be in there. Have you stayed objective, or did you allow some of your own feelings to come into the summary, which you shouldn't, and then revise it and make it for a better paper? All right, it's not that hard an assignment. As long as you hit the major points, as long as you're objective and fair in how you present the essay, and as long as you don't critique it. Do not add any of yourself into this summary. That can come when you do the research paper. When you lay out your sources, though, you have to just lay the sources out, which is why we're practicing this. All right, that should do it. If you have any questions, shoot me an email.